Hey, what's going on, guys? So in this tutorial we're going to create this login form using HTML CSS and a little bit of Bootstrap. So as you see here, I have nice background here, and also this input type will really look nice. And also here I have gave the um gave a nice hover effect to the submit button, which whenever I hover on, you see that it's really look nice. So let's create it out, but before we start writing codes, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this one. So here I'm using Visual Studio Code, and also already created a folder called login form. And in this login form here I have created I have a copy and paste to needs folder for writing Bootstrap codes. If you're familiar with Bootstrap, you know that why these folders are for. And also we have this background, which we are going to use it at the background of our website. So the first thing I'm gonna do is to create an login.html file. So I'm gonna say login.html, and if you are someone who is using Visual Studio, if you just type HTML and press on HTML5, it's going to generate this template for you. And the first thing I'm gonna do is to link our project with the Bootstrap. So I'm gonna say CSS bootstrap.main. I really feel too lazy to type bootstrap.main.js, so this enable us to use Bootstrap. So after that, here I'm gonna also change its title to login form. So the first thing here I'm gonna do is to create a container. So I'm gonna say section, and it's going to be a container, and its container is not going to be a normal container. It's going to be fluid, because we want to take the entire web page. Okay, so after that, here I'm going to create another section. So I'm going to say section, and this is going to be a row, and justify everything to justify content to center. Justify content to center, and this class is just going to put everything to the center. So after that, here I'm gonna create another section. So I'm gonna say section, and we're gonna give it some classes, which is cool 12. In normal situation is going to get 12 columns in web page, and if you're familiar with a Bootstrap, it divides columns into 12 parts in normal situation. In a small size, we're gonna say cool small. In a small size, it's going to take 6 columns, and in medium columns, so I'm going to say call mid, it's going to get 4 columns. And also I forget to mention that this project that we created here is fully responsive to any types of devices that you're going to use this project. So and here we're gonna create a form. So I'm gonna say form, and we're gonna give it a class. So it's going to have a no action, because we are not going to do any JavaScript with this. So I'm gonna say class, and it's going to have a form container class container, and also I'm gonna off its autocomplete. So I'm gonna say autocomplete, and it's going to be off. And inside this form, we're gonna have an h4, because we want to have a title for this. So I'm gonna say h4, and we're gonna give it a class of text to center, and also font weight to bold, and that's all. And inside the senior HTML, we're gonna pass login. And if you're using Visual Studio, you can use this feature, which enables you to install extension. Here I have installed an extension called Live Server, and if you install Live Server, it gives you the ability to right click on your project and go here, and it gives you an option which is open with Live Server. So if I just click on open with Live Server, this is going to open our browser for us, and you can see every changes you do in your code live in the web browser. So here I did this, and after that, here I'm gonna come and create an input type. So before we created the input type, so I'm gonna say div, and this div gonna have the class of a form group, and inside this we're gonna create a label. So I'm gonna say label, and it's going to refer to the email. Don't capitalize it. And after this, we're gonna give it a class. So I'm gonna say class. No, I'm not gonna give it its class right now because we are going to put it later. And here I'm just gonna pass email. And the next thing I'm gonna do is to create a input type itself. So I'm gonna say input, and its type is going to be email. And we're gonna give it some class. So I'm gonna say class. It's text color. No, it's not a text color. So I'm gonna say form control. And for now I'm just gonna give it a placeholder. So I'm gonna say placeholder, and its placeholder is going to be email. And we're gonna give it an ID because we want this label refer to this input type. So I'm gonna say ID, and its ID is going to be password. So now save it, go here, and here we go. Here we have it. If I click on this, I don't put the focus on this because I gave it password, not email. So I'm gonna say email. Save it, go here, and if I click on this, it put focus on this input type. And after that, we're gonna copy and paste this. So I'm gonna say because we need it, we need one more for password. So I'm gonna just copy and paste it down here and change this to password, and copy this password, copy this and paste it down here, and also here, and its placeholder is going to also be password, and its ID is also going to be password. Save it, go here, and again if I click on it's both focus here. So after this we're gonna create forget, as you see in main project here, say forget password. We're gonna create this one. So I'm gonna say div. It's going to have a class, which is class is going to be forget password, because next time later we are going to install it using CSS. So I'm gonna say forget password, and its text is going to be to the center, and its a margin from the bottom is going to be 3 pixels, and that's all. And inside inner HTML we're just gonna pass forget password and with a question mark. Save it, and here we go, there we have it. So after that, the last thing that we want to do with HTML is to create a button. So I'm going to say button, and it's going to have the class of btn, btn primary, and it's going to be btn block. And inside its inner HTML we're going to pass submit. Save it, there we go, we have it. And because here you see that I put a hover effect on this, we need a span tag here. So I'm going to say span, and inside this we're going to pass nothing. Save it, and there we go, we have it like this. And the next thing that we're going to do is to create an HTML file and put that background or the other needed stuff that we're going to need for this project. So here I'm going to go here and create an style.css file. So I'm going to say style.css, and make sure that you connect your CSS file with your HTML. So I'm going to come here and make sure that you put this the link of the CSS after the Bootstrap link, because sometimes when I put the link before the before the CSS links, it is just not work properly. So if you face some problem that your CSS or Bootstrap does not work well, just put the link after this. So I'm going to say link, and it's going to be a style.css. Save it and go here. And the first thing we're going to do here is to select the body, and the very first thing on body is to set its background image. So its background image is going to be a URL, and its name is going to be background.jpg. Here we have this background. Save it, go to the browser. Yeah, here we have it, but it's not looking as the same as this one. We are going to fix it. So after that, here I'm gonna come and say padding top, it's going to be 25 VH. It's going to put our form at the center of the web page. Here you can see it. And after that, here I'm going to give it a background size. So I'm going to say background size is going to be cover, and also background position to the center. Background position to center. So now save it and refresh. We have everything, but you notice that here we don't have the login, the email, the password. They are just can be visible well. So I'm just gonna come here and put a class name here, which is text light, and just going to change the color text to the white. So you could see here that the text is going to get wider. So I'm just gonna copy this class and paste it to wherever we need it. Here we need it. No, this one not. We should give it a class. So I'm gonna say class, put it here, and no, we don't have to path it here. Here also, and here too, and that's all. So there we go. We didn't pass in password, so here I'm gonna pass for password to save it. Refresh. Why the password does not get this text? So I just pass for text label text light. I'll put it 2 times. Save. Go here. Oh God, why? Damn it. Password. We didn't create a class for this. So I'm gonna say class and put this here. Save. It really takes too much time to load. Here we have it. I just pass text light somewhere else. I forget to where I pass it. I pass here. No. So, and after that you see that everything looks like this one, but we're gonna give it a background color, background shadow. So I'm gonna game here and say, and select the form. So we're gonna give it a box shadow. So I'm gonna say box shadow, and it's going to be 6 pixel. Actually this is minus 6 pixel, minus 6 pixel, 6 pixel, and 12 pixel, and its color is going to be B4, B4, and B4, and other color is going to be 6 pixel, minus 6 pixel, and 12 pixel. This color is going to be CCC. Save it. Nothing changed because here it's from, not for. So I'm gonna say for. Form. Save it. Come on, baby. Again, it's form. Why nothing changed? Here, if I came and say it's form container, it's a form. But why does not change? So I'm gonna give it a background color. Background to transparent. Save it. We don't have it. So what's the problem? Let's check. 6 pixel, this color, and also here we don't pass any minus 6 pixel. And there we go, it's finished. Okay, you see that here we have no padding, so we're gonna fix this too. I'm gonna come here and say dot form container, and after that here we're gonna set its border radius. You know, I like giving border radius to everything. Border radius to 10 pixel, and its padding is going to be 30 pixel. Yeah. So after that, we're gonna select this input type and set its background to transparent too. So I'm gonna say dot form. Actually, we're gonna copy this because I'm really too lazy. Copy, and from this we're gonna select input type. So we're gonna set its background to transparent, background to transparent, and we're gonna give it a border, and its border is going to be solid 2 pixel and an RGB color, RGB, and its blue red is going to be 0, its green is going to be 105 and 217. Save it. There we go, we have this border with no background. And after that we're gonna change this to, we're gonna give it no border or no background for now. So I'm just gonna select the form container, and from the form container the button. So its background color is going to be, background is going to be also transparent, and you know, its position to relative. You will understand, you will realize why I put at this position to the relative. So here we have it too. And after that we're gonna, whenever we click on this input type, you see that its background color changed to white. We still don't want it to change to this one, so I'm gonna say form container, and from the form container, whenever we put the focus on, we want to it still be the, I typed background color so many times but I didn't just copy and paste it, so I'm gonna copy and paste it here. And whenever we even put the focus on an input type, its color is does not going to change to the white. There we go. You see that now it doesn't change. So it's time to, does this placeholder are visible? I think it's to look better. It looks better, and if you want you can also change it. So to select placeholders, I'm gonna say to put 2 colon, and you can select the placeholder. We're gonna just change its color to white. Save it. Come on. It does not change because I have to put the import in here, because this class and you know, the CS the Bootstrap, I forgot its name. Bootstrap itself is really closer than CSS to the to its styling. So here you have to pass the important and say important. Save it. Here we have it in white color, but I guess that it looks better without even the white color. Yeah, it looks better. So after that, here I'm gonna select the span. So I'm gonna say span, and the first thing I'm gonna do is to give it a background, and its background is going to be an RGB color, and its white is going to be 0, and it's going to be 105, and the last one, which is blue, is going to be 217. Actually I could copy and paste this, and there we have nothing. Did I even change? So still we have nothing, but you will see. We're gonna set its width to 100%, and its height is also going to be height 100%. Save it, and height width, it should be there here. You can't see it, so I'm just gonna give it a position of absolute. Now we have it. So because we put this position to absolute, for that I put its position to relative. That was the reason that it didn't work. So here if I put it absolute, it's going to work for us. So after that we're gonna put it in this bottom exactly, button exactly. So I'm gonna say left to 0, and also bottom to 0. Save it, and exactly, you see that it's exactly on our button, but it just hide our button and it didn't work. So I'm gonna just put its z index to -1, and it's just going to pass it at the back of the button. So here we have it, and now I'm gonna style it a little bit. I'm gonna put its hover effect. So I'm gonna say here, I'm gonna come and say form container, actually dot form container, and from the form container we're gonna select the button, and whenever we hover, we want to change the span. So if I just set this to 0, you could see nothing here. So if we change it to 100% here, it's going to hover it. So here I'm going to come and say it's width to 100%. Now save it, and whenever we hover on, I'm going to just hover on, you could see that it's there. Maybe no, it isn't there, because we're gonna set the it's there actually, but because this effect is there also, we couldn't see it. So what we wanted to do is to just if I select the form container again, so I'm gonna just copy and paste it here, copy and paste it here, and from here we're gonna select the button, and whenever we hover on, we're just gonna set its back border to none, and its background is going to be none too. Save it, and so now if I hover on, its background fade away, and that span gets visible. So now because it just came appear, you couldn't see its effect. So here I'm gonna just pass a transition. So I'm gonna say transition and set its time to 0.9 seconds. Now if I save it and refresh, make sure everything is working well. So now if I hover on, you could see that we have this effect here. You could see that here we have no border radius. So in the span itself, we're gonna come and give it a border radius. It doesn't matter where you put it. I'm gonna say border radius, it's going to be 2 pixels. Save it, and here, there we go, we have it. You feel like this hover comes from, it's even 3 pixels. If I put the 3 pixels, you could see it looks better. Now there we go, we have it. So this was from our login form. Hope you guys enjoy, and if you have any question, you could ask me in the comments. And if you forget what to tell, if you like this kind of videos, you can give me a thumbs up, and yeah, and hit the subscribe button to my channel, because it will really help me, because I have really few subscribers, which are about 500 right now. And if you help me, I could gain a few money from YouTube. Thank you so much. Take care.